Welcome to my channel, guys. I've been feeling really pulled to do a reading for the Twin Flame Collective, or those who resonate with that title. Of course, it can be if you feel a strong soul tie, to someone. Take what resonates, okay? And it feels like this is going to be definitely a collective reading, meaning not so specific in in regards to the message. I feel a need to let cards speak for themselves independently, which is like to say all of the cards may not be read in relation to each other. It feels like this is going to be more of a message for that's in a way where you take what's for you. It doesn't mean that it's all going to flow. It just means that I'm going to allow the energy to speak for itself and for people to retrieve whatever messages are genuinely for you. So if you need to take a minute and get into your energy and really discern self from life, you can pause it and breathe. Just breathe yourself into yourself and close out the vastness of life around you. Get some peace within self. Because I feel an energy where it's going to be important to practice discernment and to recognize what messages come through for you. Because it's always a reason why you're drawn to certain things if you're acting intuitively and not always, just, clickbait. So let's feel our way into the cards. And I will say, the Ace of Pentacles continually came out in the pre-shuffle. I also heard strong Virgo. So Virgo may be significant for you. And I also feel as some sort of tangible new pursuit. Yeah, the world and the moon. I'm hearing fruition strongly as well. I feel like some of you, I won't say walked away from your twin, but you definitely allowed for there to be independency. And I feel for some reason there's something granted to you in this World card, especially in relation to how you move forward independently in the world. Because I feel at this point it's no longer just about you and your twin. You no longer have that mentality, that perspective of I must do this, this, and that in order to be in alignment with my twin. I feel like there's an energy of when you chose to go down this moon cycle, you entered, and the world would definitely be representative of a cycle. Especially with this Ace of Pentacles here, there's an energy here where you took the opportunity to gain independency regardless of your desire to have the physical counterpart in your experience, especially with this Ace of Pentacles. I feel like entering into this cycle in your past, rather distant or near past, there's an energy here where you set yourself free. And that was the start of this new cycle. This world here is the ending of the cycle. That's why it feels like a new beginning, a gift or an offering of something tangibly better. For some of you, there is definitely a strong return. Traditionally, there's more than one coming out of the water and going down this path, and I feel like it was done separately. You both emerge separately, but there's an energy here where you reach the same destination with this World card. You've begun a process of becoming more intuitive, more in tune with yourself and your physical reality around you, and the ways in which it relates to your current standing internally and in the dynamics of this connection. And I feel an energy here where you maybe even instinctually know that you have completed a phase in your life which actively welcomes in this counterpart. And for some of you, I feel like there is a decision that's going to need to be made in regards to moving forward solo, independently, or in a connection. And interestingly enough, one of the things that was channeled to me in the pre-shuffle meditation was, we're on the same team, but we don't wear the same jersey. And I think it speaks volumes to the independence in the connection, and how there's an understanding that in some way you're still connected on the same team, fighting for the same thing, going towards the same purpose. Of course, it could be different, but in regards to the service, there's an energy here where there's a different kind of alignment here where both people have always had the free will to decide if they want to move forward in this connection or not. Now that free will is being processed from a different level with this moon card. It's being processed intuitively. It's being processed from an internal space. There's also an aspect of what the moon represents as far as your sign. It's that rawness of self, not just the self that you wear to appease others, or as you actively navigate in this worldly plane. But the moon is where you get familiar with the self, and you explore the depths of who you are in order to come back to the sun, that self that you present to others. And there's an energy here where you had to really get raw with self. And with this Ace of Pentacles, you had to get your physical reality in alignment with the path that you're moving toward now. And you've reached the world. And again, it feels like that ending of that new cycle you began in the past. Possibly this Ace of Pentacles, which is all about potential. You seize the opportunity to go within yourself to invoke change in your physical space. This is absolutely beautiful. And it definitely feels like it is a mirroring energy between the two counterparts here in this scenario. And the Queen of Swords is peeking out in the back now, and what it's telling me is that this is a point where you two are able to take the lead. I even heard do the dance of change together, and I've seen the energies mixing. And not in a temperance kind of way, where it's so controlled. This was a flow of rhythm. It was a rhythmic balance. It was playful. It was light. It was actually, it was very beautiful, guys. So please take that message if it resonates with you. Okay, that was very beautiful. here and to take it. So let's see what 3 cards we have here. And I do, for some reason, want to see what this one is here. Ace of Cups, Knight of Wands. Honestly, this message feels like a place of indecision. I feel like in this scenario, someone is finally getting the recognition they deserve. This feels like something that in the past it was never a foundation really built. So emotionally, you were never able to really attach yourself to the idea of having a 4 of Wands kind of scenario, a Queen of Wands kind of scenario. It was almost as if you doubted if it was realistic to come true. Although it remained a desire, Ace of Cups, Knight of Wands behind the 2 of Swords. So in your mental standing, the desire to have a new level of emotional relatability, it feels like a new level. It's almost as if the desire to have I'm hearing reciprocity. There was a desire to have things fair, but more so maybe in the past you wanted more attention. And so although emotionally you can see where, or you feel, we'll put it simple, you could feel stronger emotions for this person than you could think. It's like the emotion says yes, but the mind says maybe. Emotionally, you would be willing to take this opportunity, but mentally, you were at odds about it. You were the Knight of Wands energy. And with that being a wand, you didn't apply the amount of energy that, and this is unconsciously. If 2 of Swords, mentally, consciously, you're at odds, then unconsciously, you're also in and out energetically. Emotionally, you wanted to seize the opportunity, we'll say. But unconsciously, you were unaware that your back and forth tendency was ultimately helping in this not coming together. And that's a reality that you have to face. If this triggers you, then this message is for you. Honestly, I'm sorry, but I don't apologize really for triggers. Because triggers has nothing to do with the person that triggered you. It has everything to do with you being triggered by something or someone. It's about having control over self. So triggers allow you to understand where someone or something, another energy, is able to have control over you. You see what I'm saying? Let's go back into it. And in a way, them bringing me to that, maybe you were triggered. Ace of Cups, emotionally, bow. That's hitting the target trigger. Okay. So your emotions triggered you vibrationally, which kind of sent you into a frenzy mentally. And although you desired to be number one and for this connection to go further, mentally you could not take the step that moved it forward. It was a mental game, an emotional gift, and a vibrational frenzy out here. But again, back to the initial energy, this is about to represent itself. The moon. Unbeknownst to you, this is about to represent itself. For some of you, it has represented itself. And it's time to become stable vibrationally. Emotionally, you've already had this heart space awakening. You've awakened emotionally. It's almost like the interaction. Ace of Cups, you've already had this emotional, heartfelt expansion. It possibly even threw off your vibration, Knight of Wands. Heart expansion, vibrational shift, mentally in two minds about it. So of course, obviously, I mean, if this hit you kind of like a brick, okay, so to make it simple, when this love came in, you had a heart space awakening, which put you in the Two of Swords energy. Wow. Clear your throat much. I want you guys to understand it the way that I'm seeing it. Because the way that I'm seeing it is this connection gave you a heart space awakening. And it's not all attributed to the connection, of course, but it played a major part. For some of you, you straight up fell in love. Bow, opened your heart open. Two of Swords, your mind didn't know how to deal with that. Possibly the ego, which sets your energy into the Knight of Wands kind of energy where it's kind of in and out. If you're in two minds about it, then vibrationally, you're of course in and out. You're in this mind, that mind, this mind, that mind, and that's going to shine through in the connection. I hope you guys read me. I hope you see where I'm going with this. But moving forward, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands, the Queen of, see, so maybe when you clear your throat chakra, you can gain more control over verbalizing what you're wanting to say. Because Two of Swords will make it hard to communicate. Typically, in the Two of Swords, you're not really communicating. Again, with it coming back around, I got a call that interrupted. I'm not sure where that stopped. But with this coming back around or becoming a present energy again, or being a present energy again, this connection, it's on a different vibrational level. The attention will be there. The passion will be there. The action will be there. The consistency, I hear, will be there. The stability will be there. I'm even hearing the commitment. But I feel like this Two of Swords energy and this Knight of Wands energy can no longer remain. It's going to have to go into this moon. It's going to actually have to be something moving forward. And you can't be afraid of getting all of the attention, the loyalty, and the stability that you really desired. Hangman, you sacrificed. Hangman, Two of Swords, sacrificed the Two of Swords mentality. That may even be something that you resonate with strongly. Like you're the kind of person that, oh, before I make a decision, I have to really consider it. And that consideration could take months. For some people, years. That's ridiculous, is what Spirit is saying. Stop denying yourself of the blessings that are trying to be that are manifested. Really, we have Pentacles here. shifting to this perspective of I am everything that is deserving. I am everything that is in alignment with the joys that I can get. Behind the Two of Swords, we have the Fool and the Three of Pentacles. Empress. You guys. And with the Five of Wands, that's that vibrational conflict. It's almost as if everything is standing behind you, releasing yourself of the it's kind of mutable. Interesting, Virgo is immutable. So again, if Virgo, if you got something to do with Virgo, I don't know. Pentacles to me are more fixed because it takes a lot of time. Patience. Not necessarily always a lot of time, but it could damn sure feel like it, especially from a Pentacle perspective, a worldly standing where you even believe in time. But it feels like you're that fool right at the edge of the mountain, and if you're going to be at a Two of Swords, you're never going to take that leap of faith that brings in everything you want. So if you're dealing with the world wanting to be seen, wow, a lot of people are ending old cycles and it's wrapped up. The moon has met the sun. In this twin flame situation, there's just a energy where commit to it. It's coming back around. Are you going to claim it? You know? So take that if it resonates. Wow. There's an energy where I can't get out of it on that last one. It's almost like a lingering. It's a lingering energy. And I even hear for some of you, and I don't believe in missed opportunities. I believe in rescheduled opportunities. But if for some of you, I feel like if you feel like it's a missed opportunity, or if you allow it to be a missed opportunity, that's what it is. That's what it will be. It's almost like, are you going to take the bull by the horns, or are you going to complain that the bull was going too fast? Because it feels like it's going to come in a bit fast. So yeah, definitely with the Knight of Wands, it feels like it's going to come in very fast. And it's going to be that energy of, do I slip back into my previous mental standing with this person, Two of Swords energy, or do I allow myself to sacrifice that energy, Hangman, and actually accept a tangible new beginning as well as foundation, Four of Wands, moving forward, and allow myself to be front and center and present in the connection, Queen of Wands. Absolutely beautiful. But that's a decision that you would have to make, not the other person. Because if they come in, well, I'll say when they come in, because clearly I have faith in my cards and the messages that are provided for people, and the energy of the message was that it's coming in, or it has come in presently, or recently. So either you're in a space where it's now time to really make that decision from a heart space, Ace of Cups, single-mindedly. Aces are also about the individual personally. Let's close out that energy. I feel like it's just a decision to be made in that arena. And I feel like it's okay to take your time. We did have a lot of pentacles. I feel like that person will understand it being time, because I feel like whatever the cards didn't tell us about the past, obviously you know your life, but it was something that did. The Two of Swords energy was warranted. We'll say that. The Two of Swords energy, it had its place. It didn't feel like it was something that you did this shit. You know what I mean? That's why I wasn't on your ass about the Two of Swords being there. Typically, a lot of times the Two of Swords energy that's your own shit you gotta deal with, like triggers, But it did have that kind of sour taste in your mouth where, okay, but I kind of had reason. But the question is that reason still warranted? Even if sometimes people do shit that we feel like, oh, you wronged me, or I didn't like how that came across. You reach a point where you say, if I've forgiven this person, a part of forgiveness is me releasing that for myself. And if you release that, we had the Fool, we had Aces. If you release it, then you can no longer hold on to it. You hold on to the lesson. The lesson is all personal, just like a trigger. So it's not the experience itself that you need to hold on to. It's not that bad taste you keep in your mouth that would provoke or incite arguments or energy being fucked up. If you forgive for yourself, you don't even have that vibration in you anymore to give to that person. Because if it's something that you can't get over, then you just get over that person. You understand? You don't fight for it just because somebody has given it a title or a label on the internet. You know what I mean? Or you've given it Two of Swords. Moving forward, please. Let's do one more. Let's get one more out. Let's get one more out. Let's get one more out. I don't want to take those last ones either. Nine of Cups. Beautiful. We're out of that energy. Beautiful, beautiful. Twin flame dynamic, please. What do they need to know? Let's get some guidance for the last set. Please take what resonates with you as no, okay. Message for the last group in the collective I will be reading for. Messages. Take it. Ten of Pentacles again. Wow. And there's an energy here where this is for the twins who are in oneness. This is for the twins who are in a relationship here. I feel like that's what this one's going to be about. Yep, Eight of Pentacles. This is a couple that's actively working on it. And the Hierophant. Absolutely in a relationship, a commitment. So one thing is to keep working at it. Immediately, that's what I feel. But let's see. Let's do a pyramid here. A mystical pyramid. Am I taking this one from the bottom? Four of Cups. What is the guidance? What is the guidance that they really need to know here? I'm eyeballing one. Six of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Immediately I feel like this is about continuing to have that real balance and stability in the connection. Having that faith, that loyalty. Some of you guys are struggling with trust. I feel like there's a trust struggle here. Maybe things have been going so good for so long, or you feel like things are going too good, which is, I don't know why people plant this, and with me feeling this energy, I feel like some of you need to hear this. Some of you are planting weeds in your garden and then getting tired. Or it's almost as if you've planted weeds in your garden and now you're tired of them growing. Some of you are just looking for shit. And there's an energy here where I need to just be very raw and uncut about whatever this shit is on my board, because I don't like when shit come on my board that's ridiculous, and this feels kind of ridiculous. Trigger warning, FYI. And honestly, I'm a very genuine person. Nothing I ever read will ever be judged. I don't judge people. We all grew from the dirt, which means we all have our own dirt. We all have our own perception that has been twisted, especially if it's like a heart-based matter. Sometimes you just get the mental fuck-ups. But when you're acting in your divinity, they go away, you know? It becomes something you can get over. A mental, it's like a behavioral pattern, I feel. It's twins, you are typically like the only ones I'll be having to put trigger warnings to. Y'all some triggered and triggering peoples, individuals. But back to this reading, it feels like if you two can really get eye to eye, keep investing and working on this partnership. There's loyalty here. There's potential for, and it's interesting because there's not an energy of things going bad, which is like weird because, like I say, I'm an intuitive reader, so I read the vibration behind the cards. If I didn't read the vibration behind the cards, I would just read this as some beautiful little reading, because there's beautiful, amazing cards here. There really are. But the energy I feel behind it is as if somebody isn't even, there's like a lack of recognition of how committed this relationship still is. Maybe there's some bickering. Maybe there's some tension in the environment. And what it feels like is that maybe a lot of you, there's just life shit. It's not relationship stuff that's the problem. It's life stuff. But it's being through at the relationship. The relationship is good. So there's a need here to get life in balance, not the relationship. Keep loving and living and smiling and being happy with each other. And work through life bullshit together. When life throws you lemons, you don't go squirt it in your partner's eyes like, look at this shit life gave me. You didn't slap it away or some stupid shit. Don't blame your partner when life comes to teach you a personal lesson. And maybe it's teaching both of you a personal lesson at this time. But that doesn't mean crumble up the relationship. That's just like if you wrote something super deep or important and then you fuck around and spill something on it. Don't ball it up and throw it away. Hang that shit up to dry. If you want to rewrite it so it still look good, you can, as long as you don't ball it up and throw it away. The work. Hang it up to dry, then rewrite it so that it still looks fucking pretty on the outside. And a lot of times shit is not pretty on the outside. Part of the reason why you fall in love, it was just 15:15 on the clock. A part of the reason why you fall in love is because the shit was pretty on the inside. So if life is on some bullshit, remember the inside is the love. And if you still have love, then you still have a relationship. It's when the love goes that the relationship dies, not when life little pretty glitter stop falling. Let go of the fantasy that this twin flame dynamic is going to be the bullshit you read about. Let go of the mindset that this twin flame being of connection, being in oneness means you're going to immediately get everything you fucking desire, your heart desire. No, that means you now have somebody who can actively help you speed up the co-creation of what is truly meant for you too. Just because something is meant for you doesn't mean that it falls into your fucking lap. It still requires work. Faith without work, Eight of Pentacles, is dead. You have the blessing of being in this beautiful connection, and honor the blessings that's bestowed upon you in this experience, because as long as you still have love for all things, then you still have access to all things. It's what you close your heart out to that you shut off the flow to. It feels like somebody needs to hear this. If shit gets heavy, Be patient for the diamond that comes from it. All while remembering that diamond still ain't shit. You know? Flip that diamond into a profit. 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles. Life threw you some lemons, make some lemonade. Life gave you pressure, make a diamond ring and sell it to somebody who else is in love with you. And going towards the hermit, the beautiful diamond ring. Some of you may even be going towards marriage because you were strong enough to hold it down through hard times. A part of knowing that you love somebody is that 1717 on the clock. A part of knowing that you love somebody is knowing that even when life is not pretty, you still see beauty in that. Beauty is what you paint the face on it as. Because if it's truly in the eye of the beholder, then what the fuck do we know about beauty for real? We're not the eye of the beholder. We're his children, which means we can't see what beauty is, but maybe the fuck we can feel it since he's in our heart, since the divine works through us. And that brings us back to love. You feel love. You don't think it. You know it because it resonates within your soul. And if you're thinking of it as from the twin flame dynamic, that means soul to soul, you're still one. You still see eye to eye. When you're looking through your soulful perception, not your mental perception. Life requires the swords. But love requires the cups and the wands. Life requires the pentacles and the swords. Love requires the cups and the wands. If that's anything you remember, remember that. Okay? You guys have a great one. And I didn't mention, but we have the sun here. Especially with the 8 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. That vibrational bullshit. Them lemons that life is throwing, that heavy shit is coming to an end. Clear up communication and make sure that it's communication coming from a divine source. Those wands are typically flying through the air. Miraculously. We don't see who the fuck threw it. We just know it's coming at us. How it's gonna land. Get your right position in life and in this relationship so that when those wands come down, that enlightenment sun, when them blessings come down, they hit exactly where they need to be. And they don't have to hit you in your damn head, 10 of Wands, for you to realize, oh shit, I'm still blessed, even though I got a lot of shit going on. When you get these blessings, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, that don't mean it's going to be easy. That just means it's going to be worth it. The sun. So love each other through all, and love yourself enough, Chariot, to say fuck it. I'm still navigating myself towards success in my relationship and in my life, in my spirituality and in my physical worldly standing. Queen of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles. It's about restoring balance to your life. Because the relationship is good. It's just doing what it does in the process of being in a vessel. You want shit to be all good. Know that it'll be all good when you graduate from this experience, this vessel. And you go back and celebrate. Stop making life so deep. This is just a vessel that was given to us to go live out a new experience. We're going to have to give this vessel back anyways. So love each other. You've been blessed enough to be brought in this vessel together. There's people all over the world who will never meet, but you met in the flesh the person who shares love with you on a physical, on a spiritual level. Some of you guys don't even have gratitude for that aspect of it, that perception of it. Out of everywhere in the world, you were blessed enough to have this person that resonates with your soul. Not just your body. That has purpose within itself. Even if you stay together, don't stay together, that had profound meaning for itself. 21:21 on the clock. It's something your soul has done on a personal level that has allowed ascension enough for this to even be a part of something that you're able to experience. Some souls are not even evolved enough to be able to handle that kind of connection in a lifetime, which means they still have lifetimes to live, lessons to learn before their soul is even ready for that kind of dynamic. So have gratitude for where you are on a conscious and unconscious level, on a spiritual and worldly level, that 202, which is 222 on the clock, that the divine has felt that you're even ready, spiritually evolved enough to have this experience. Change your perspective. Change everything. 22:22 on the clock. You guys have a great one, and I love, 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 and appreciate the support. You guys have a great one.